In light of the soaring oil prices around the globe, researchers worldwide have been working to develop alternate and renewable energy sources, and one such example is bioethanol. However, the production of bioethanol still emits a significant amount of CO2 and uses agricultural feedstock as raw material. Looking to solve the problem, Taiwan's Industrial Technology Research Institute has come up with a new technology that can produce a more efficient form of biofuel with less carbon emissions and less strain on the world's food supply.
It is currently harvest season and farmers are busy harvesting their crops.
Normally after harvest, to save time, farmers tend to set their fields on fire. However, in the future, this action will be illegal and is also very wasteful. Why? The wheat straws, corn stalks and bagasse can actually be turned into raw material for biodiesel fuel.
Currently, most of the biomass used to make biofuel comes from crops, and many have argued that this negatively impacts the global food market. Most importantly, using biomass is not as environmentally friendly as we think.
到2050年要减430亿吨的二氧化碳。
We want to reduce 43 billion tons of global CO2 emissions by 2050. Currently, renewable energy can reduce that by at least 26%. If we can reduce that number by 100%, we can definitely make a difference.
With this goal in mind, researchers at the ITRI decided to try to replace crops with agriculture and forestry byproducts as the raw material for biofuel. In the end, they were able to successfully convert 94% of the available carbon in such agriculture bioproducts, an achievement that won the Institute the R&D 100 award. After nearly 2 years of research, this group of researchers found the perfect way to refine the traditional acetone-butanol-ethanol process. The new technology will enable agriculture and forestry byproducts to go through the same decomposition process.
We can produce a lot more butanol with the same amount of raw materials. Butanol fuel is better for cars. Most importantly, we have refined the production process to a point where it now produces the industry's smallest possible carbon footprint.
With this new technology, 94% of the carbon in such raw materials can be converted into butanol. The new method not only decreases the amount of CO2 emissions, but also reduces the amount of raw materials needed. As butanol tolerates water better than ethanol, it is less likely to separate from fuel when blended with diesel or gasoline, and it is less corrosive than ethanol.
Currently, the amount of ethanol that can be added into fuel is less than 10%, unless it is a modified engine. On the other hand, the highest amount of butanol that can be added into fuel is about 16%, because it has a heating value that is closer to normal fuel.
In Taiwan, ethanol-infused gas is only available in 16 gas stations across the island, and percentage of ethanol in gas is only 3%. However, in the United States, the percentage of ethanol in gas is up to 10%, while 20% is mandatory in Brazil.
Do we have a sufficient amount of raw materials? We also need to ask what kind of changes we need to make in cars to fit this kind of renewable energy.
If the compatibility of butanol with conventional cars can be improved, then agriculture and forestry byproducts can become raw materials for biomass. As Taiwan relies on imports for 98% of its energy, this new technology can also help Taiwan become more energy independent while also helping slow down the pace of global warming.